welcome to my channel. I, again, have not posted in a very long time, but a lot of things have changed, so I do apologize for that. We moved into a new home. We actually moved we moved overseas, so yeah, we're in a completely new area, and I just wanted to give you guys a slight update on the books that I've read. I've read a lot since I posted my last book video, but these are just like the most recent books that I've read. I was gonna post about all the books that I've read in the last like 8 months, but my husband was like, how about you just do the most recent one so that you know what you're talking about, it's like fresh on your mind. So I agreed. I said, you know what, you're right, because a lot of times if I don't really love a book, I forget the whole story. I forget the plot, I forget the characters, I forget everything. So yeah, it's best to do a video based on more of the recent books that I've read. So without further ado, the first book I will talk about is B.A. Paris, Behind Closed Doors. This one was pretty good. I'd say like a 7 out of 10. Just because I've read so many psychological thrillers, a lot of them start to kind of have the same theme. If you've read Verity, if you've read The Wife Upstairs, all three are pretty similar in terms of the plot. So if you're new to psychological thrillers, it's really good. I just don't rate it super highly because it's so similar to books that I've already read. So when I started reading it, I could already tell, like, oh, I can see where this is going. So it was really predictable for me. But I'll read the back for you. Jack and Grace. Everyone knows a couple like Jack and Grace. He has looks and wealth. She has charm and elegance. You might not want to like them, but you do. You'd like to get to know Grace better, but it's difficult because you realize they're never apart. She might call this true love. Others might ask why Grace never answers the phone or can't meet for lunch without Jack, and why there are bars on one of the bedroom's windows. Sometimes the perfect marriage is the perfect lie. This psychological Hitchcock type thriller will keep haunting you. So that is B.A. Paris, Behind Closed Doors. This is the only book I've read by B.A. Paris. I'm sure there's some other books by B.A. Paris that are maybe even better than this one, but I think this is their most popular book, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, the next book. This was the most recent book that I've read. I need to get more books. I don't have any more books to read. I had like 10, and I thought it would take me forever to read them all, but I read them all within like a month. So this is the most recent one. I love this book. I loved it. So good. This one I would give a 10 out of 10 easily. I kept putting this book off because I was told it's more of a sci-fi, and I'm definitely not really into sci-fi. When I think of sci-fi, I think of like robots and futuristic things, like dystopian societies, and I'm not really into that. So I was putting it off. I read all my other books first, and this was the last book that I needed to read. And I was like, oh, I don't have any other books. I guess I should just read it and see what it's about. So good. So good. So glad that I decided to actually read it and not just leave it and like wait forever to read it, because it's so good. It is sci-fi, but it is also a psychological thriller, I would say. It's all about like the parallel universes and the multiverse and the human psyche when it comes to being split into different universes and experiencing those universes. and how you can be completely different in those universes and trying to get back to like your original home. It's really good. So this is by Blake Crouch, and there is a show on Apple TV based on this book. I have not watched it, so I can't say if the show's good or not, but the book, 10 out of 10. And this is the only book I've read by him. I don't know if I just said that or not, but the back says, "Are you happy with your life?" Those are the last words Jason Desson hears before the kid, I don't really want to say the word, Napper, knocks him unconscious. Before he awakes to find himself strapped to a gurney surrounded by strangers in hazmat suits. Before a man he's never met smiles down at him and says, "Welcome back, my friend." In this world, he's woken up to Jason's life is not only the one he knows. His wife is not his wife. His son was never born. And Jason is not an ordinary college professor, but a celebrated genius who has achieved something remarkable, something impossible. Is this the life? Oh, is it this life or the other that's the dream? And even if the home he remembers is real, how will Jason make it back to the family he loves? So yeah, it's pretty much all about like what ifs, and if you made one decision to completely change your life, would you do it? Would you go back in time and live in a different parallel universe, or would you keep the life that you chose? I loved it. It made me cry. It made me laugh. It's really good. 10 out of 10. I have to be a little faster because I don't have a lot of storage on my phone. So if I'm talking really fast, I'm sorry. I want to get through all these books, and I'm like watching the timer run out. So the next book is The Good Samaritan by John Mars. Again, only book I've read by him so far. Another 10 out of 10. So good. I will say, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. There's a lot of heavy material in this book. A lot. The first few chapters, I kind of had to like read it a little slowly because it's very heavy. It was a little difficult to read at first, but then once the plot kind of came into play, once there was more like character development, then it was really easy for me to just like binge the whole book. But the start's hard, not because it's poorly written. It's very well written. It's just very intense. So let me read the back. She's a friendly voice on the phone, but can you trust her? The people who call end of the line need hope. They need reassurance that life is worth living. But some are unlucky enough to get through to Laura. Laura doesn't want them to hope. She wants them to... Laura hasn't had it easy. She survived sickness and a difficult marriage only to find herself heading for 40, unsettled and angry. She doesn't love talking to people worse off than she is. She craves it. But now someone's on to her, Ryan, whose world falls apart when his pregnant wife ends her life. Hand in hand with a stranger. Who was this man, and why did they choose to together? The sinister truth is within Ryan's grasp, but he has no idea of the desperate lengths Laura will go to. Because the best thing about being a good Samaritan is that you can get away with... So yeah, it's all about this hotline that you call when you're in like the darkest points of your life. You know, you feel like you can't get through it alone. You need someone to talk to. Their job is to not convince you that your life is great, but basically just be a voice to listen, whichever decision you decide. If you want to decide to keep going, or if you want to decide to, you know, leave, I guess. They're just there to listen. They don't go either way. But the main character, Laura, she's crazy. So you're gonna have to read this to find out more about that story. It's so good, really good. 10 out of 10. I feel like I'm just on a roll with my 10 out of 10s, because another 10 out of 10. Gone Girl, such a classic, so good. Probably my all-time favorite psychological thriller ever. It's just so well written. There's so many plot twists, so much suspense. Like, I just kept wanting to read it. Like, every time that I had to go somewhere or do something, I would just be like, oh, all I want to do is be home and be reading Gone Girl, because this book is so good. It's by Gillian Flynn. Again, the only book by this author that I have read. There are some other ones by her that I would like to read. I'd like to read Dark Objects, or not Dark Objects. I just mixed two together, Sharp Objects and Dark Places. I want to read those two. But this was fantastic. If you haven't seen the movie, good. Read the book, then watch the movie. The movie did a really great job at portraying the novel. If you have watched the movie but you haven't read the book and see how it compares to the movie. And if you haven't, well, no, those were the two options. Just read the book. If you have read the book, let me know in the comments how you liked it. So the back says, on a warm summer morning in North Carthage, Missouri, it is Nick and Amy Dunn's 5th wedding anniversary. Presents are being wrapped and reservations are being made when Nick's clever and beautiful wife disappears. Husband of the year Nick isn't doing himself any favors with cringeworthy daydreams about the slope and shape of his wife's head. But passages from Amy's diary reveal that the alpha girl perfectionist could have put anyone dangerously on edge. Under mounting pressure from the police and the media, as well as from Amy's fiercely doting parents, the town golden boy parades an endless series of lies, deceits, and inappropriate behavior. Nick is oddly evasive, and he's definitely bitter, but is he a bad guy? So good. It's just the most manipulative story, and how the author describes, what's her name again? Amy. The way the author describes Amy and her thought process is wild. Like, I could not predict this at all. It's so good. And the ending, incredible. Go read it. All right, I got like 5 more minutes. I gotta hurry up. And the last two that I want to talk about are 5 Survive and Listen for the Lie. Listen for the Lie would be, I think I said it, but 10 out of 10. And then on another, still on the same roll, 10 out of 10. Listen for the Lie is a podcast style novel. So there's a lot of like recordings written out and interviews. So that was different when I read this. I'd never really read a book like that, but I liked it. And yeah, it's just really good. It's different. It's by Amy Tintera. Again, only book I've read by this author so far. And yeah, it was just different. And basically they're trying to figure out, they're convinced that this certain person is innocent, but the police are convinced that he's guilty, and so they're trying to prove that this person's innocent by interviewing like different people. But let me read the back. Listen for the Lie is a page turner from the first sentence to the very last. In addition to being a world classic whodunit full of carefully doled out twists, Lucy is a terrific character, feisty and funny, and it turns out brave. Great fun. Readers will rip through this one. Well, it's not really a description of the book, that's a review. Here we go. Lucy and Savvy were the golden girls of their Texas town. Pretty, smart, and enviable. Lucy married a dream guy with a big ring and an even bigger new home. Savvy was a social butterfly loved by all, and if you believe the rumors, especially popular with the men in town. But after Lucy is found wandering the streets covered in her best friend Savvy's blood, everyone thinks she's a murderer. It's been years since that horrible night, a night Lucy can't remember anything about, and she has since moved to LA and started a new life. But now the phenomenally huge hit true crime podcast Listen for the Lie and its too good-looking host, Ben Owens, have decided to investigate Savvy's murder for the show's 2nd season. Lucy is forced to return to the place she vowed never to set foot in again to solve her friend's murder. Even if she's the one who did it, the truth is out there. We just need to listen. So yeah, again, podcast, interview style novel. I liked it. It's different. It's really good. And lots of twists. Highly recommend. Okay. And the last book is 5 Survive. This is by Holly Jackson. I have read other Holly Jackson books. I do like her. She's a good author. This one is about 5 friends on a road trip, and they get stranded, and there's someone who's trying to end them all, and they're trying to figure out why someone is attacking them and why they are being targeted by this person. And then they start pointing fingers at each other to try to figure it out. They think that one of the friends is behind it all. Pretty good. I would rate this one maybe like a 7 or 8 out of 10. I liked it, but I did have to kind of speed through the end. It got a little boring. Red Kenny is on a road trip for spring break with 5 friends, her best friend and her older brother, his perfect girlfriend, Red's secret crush, a classmate, and a Killer. When their RV breaks down in the middle of nowhere with no cell service, they soon realize this is no accident. They have been trapped by someone out there in the dark, someone who clearly wants one of them. With 8 hours until dawn, the 6 friends must escape or figure out which of them is the target. But is there a liar among them? Buried secrets will be forced to light, and tensions inside the RV will reach deadly levels. Not all of them will survive the night. Yep. It's actually 6 friends. I don't know why I said 5. 5 survive. There's 6 friends, so one of them doesn't make it. But you have to read the book to find out who. It's good. Alright. Again, sorry I sped through that. Limited space on my phone, but hopefully that was enjoyable. I'm sorry again, I've been gone for so long. But it's okay. We all understand. Life is crazy. But I hope that you guys stay safe today. Enjoy the holiday if you celebrate it. It is July 4th. If you don't celebrate, you don't want to do anything, that's fine. I'm not doing anything. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you all soon. Thank you for your endless support and kindness. Bye.